Alrighty, I think we are recording. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, this is a special Weaponized Comics Podcast reaction live. I wasn't going to do all this stuff initially, but this is a follow-up to the last video I made because you know how fucking sources are for like comic news and gaming news. No matter what it may be, there's always something happening after the fact that might seem interesting, or there might be premises that I missed in the past that I wasn't able to cover. So hopefully we can do this in an expedient amount of time and talk about all the stuff that I missed out on the last podcast. So now we're talking about the Marvel's Avengers delay. This is the game from Crystal Dynamics that they're working on currently. It is a beat 'em up 4-player style Avengers game with no co-op in the main story, unlike, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So we have this game being delayed all the way until September, and logically speaking, the reasoning behind it should be due to the fact that a lot of games are being pushed up. We have like Final Fantasy delayed now from March to April. We have, RA3 still on track. We have Cyberpunk that got delayed all the way until September, same as Avengers. And now I'm going to read their statement. So, important Marvel Avengers update to all our fans at Crystal Dynamics. Our ambition has always been to deliver the ultimate Avengers gaming experience. In order to achieve that goal, we have made the difficult decision to move the release date of Marvel Avengers to September 4th, 2020. As fans ourselves, it is an honor and privilege to work with these legendary characters, and we know what these superheroes mean to us and true believers around the world. When we set out to bring you our vision for Marvel's Avengers, we committed to delivering an original story-driven campaign, engaging co-op, and compelling content for years to come. To that end, we will spend this additional development time focusing on fine-tuning and polishing the game to the high standards our fans expect and deserve. The worldwide teams working on Marvel Avengers sincerely appreciate the support you've shown us. We thrive on our enthusiasm and feedback, and we can't wait to show you more. We apologize for the delay. We're content it will be worth the wait. Scott Amos and Ron Rosenberg, co-heads of Studio Crystal Dynamics. So let me process this. It's essentially the same PR that most companies do when they talk about how they delayed the game. Honestly, I do think that some of the conflicting release dates did have some factor involved. You cannot say that Avengers was going to release on a perfectly cool time right next to The Last of Us Part 2 sometime in May. I think that would have been a catastrophe. And honestly, really, if I'm being honest, like, a lot of people aren't feeling the gameplay. I know I'm not really feeling the gameplay. It feels like super repetitive. It feels like a shallow beat 'em up that you would expect. It really doesn't feel like a AAA high caliber title that you could really get into. I saw some of the footage, quick time events. The news of this being like a continuous single player experience isn't really that appealing to me, because it's like, I like when the game is supported, obviously, but I don't like the notion of I have to wait until this part comes out and that part comes out over a completed experience. It is cool that they are offering more polish to the game. Hopefully they can iron out that shallow gameplay that was shown in Marvel Avengers. I mean, it looks like the story, I say it like 5,000 times, holy shit. It looks like the story could be readily interesting. But we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what happens. I'm just not impressed so far by some of the implementations and things they have done and showcases. And I hope they decide to take this time to reevaluate certain choices, like having co-op only regulated to side missions. What is that? What is that, Crystal Dynamics? I have no idea. A delay, to increase the gameplay and make things readily engaging and good. That's nice. Hopefully they stick true to their word. And this is going against Cyberpunk now, because that got delayed to September as well. How is that gonna go? Obviously, if Avengers fails, you got another game to lean on, fam, just in case. Just saying. I hope it doesn't. I wish them the best. I'm not impressed right now by the game too much, honestly, and I think they should make these quality of life changes to make the game more better than it is being presented to us now, which is not really that great in my opinion. Props to people still looking forward to it. Really, it's a wait and see affair for me, and hopefully they do release that demo sometime before the game drops so we can get sort of a means of playing it, a vertical slice before the game comes out. It makes me curious too, that demo date had to be like pressed back as well. Anyway, let's move on to the 3 pieces of news here that we have, quick like Twitter headlines. So we have the HBO Max series that is being commissioned right now for some of the DC properties, and the first one we have here is Green Lantern. Honestly, like I wish Green Lantern was in the DCEU before he had his own TV series. That's just me. That's how I feel. Like I wish he was like, I wish that Green Lantern Corps movie happened to set all this up before he had his own TV show, but they're doing it on HBO Max apparently. And it says like the series will span several decades as well as being set in space and on Earth. And for a TV show, ooh, it makes me wonder about those special effects. I'm sorry, it makes me wonder so hard. Will it be just Green Man green screen, the TV show not looking that great, considering the fact that Green Lantern is going to be doing some heavy duty stuff with being in space, and TV shows have a relatively lower budget. So it's the kind of stuff that makes you think profusely, what are they going to do with this exactly? And then we have more information here, and it says the series will focus on origin stories, so we know what to expect here, of 2 major Green Lanterns on Earth. Really not specified in this tweet. I wonder who it could be. I think if they're going with the normal choice, it could be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I'm just throwing that out there. And it will also feature Sinestro, which is, Yellow Lantern here, the guy that defects from being a Green Lantern. You gotta have Sinestro in there somehow, some way. It's Green Lantern. Come on now, you gotta have this. I'm excited if they do it right. If they do it wrong, Resident Sleeper. Like I said, I wish this would have been a movie first, and then, well, it already was a movie, right? But it was terrible. So we're not talking about the Ryan Reynolds catastrophe that they memed on during Deadpool. We're not talking about that one. That is isolated from our minds. We're talking about this new series, this new direction, how they want to get Green Lantern on screen first. And the first impressions are everlasting. They have to make some sort of impact in some way first, as we have this like particular character come on screen. So next up, they also have an animated series based around Aquaman called Aquaman, the King of Atlantis for HBO Max. And it's animated, so that is very interesting to me. And also, James Wan is going to be an executive producer, so it will have those sort of elements from probably the movie. Will that carry over? It really isn't specified. Maybe I'm just like jumping to conclusions on that one. I feel though that with the right hands involved, it could be an interesting premise. And I think Jason Momoa is up for it, right? He should be up for anything. I mean, he loves this character. I don't see what would be the problem with him doing voice acting. Also, this podcast right here is completely on the cuff, off the cuff. I said on the cuff, like being on a titty, but it's gonna be off the cuff. So I need some quick water. So let me go get that right now. It's not gonna take me too long. Hold on, people. Yeah, man. Whoo. Let me make sure my mic is on. When you're recording like for 10 minutes and it feels like your throat is drier than the Sahara Desert, you're going to want a swig of water. That's how these podcasts go. How long we been going? 10 minutes, that's good time. All right, so now this is going to be the reaction segment. We finished talking about like the small time news. Let's do the reaction segment and talk about the new Black Widow trailer that came out that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Nice little transition there.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time, what brings you home?
There is the for people that don't know, and I already like did a breakdown on the first one. This is Black Widow 2.0. Yelena Belova. This is her. She's prominent in the comics, like blonde Russian Black Widow, essentially. We don't know if she's going to take the mantle of this character due to all things considered. Black Widow is, you know, spoiler alert, she's a bit dead right now in the timeline. We haven't seen Yelena anywhere. Maybe there will be a post-credit jump that explains where this character right here, the blonde bomb, where she's going to be.
I'm on the run. I was trying to
Also, yes, this is a prequel to
do something.
Endgame, definitely. I forgot where this movie takes place. I think it's after Civil War. I don't know.
Any more than just a trained killer. You're fooling yourself.
Got some action there.
Trained killers. We have unfinished business. Who's we?
That was in the last trailer. We see the Red Guardian in action, or I hope I got that right. I know it's something similar to that effect. Just think of like, because my brain is like scattered right now. Think of Captain Russia. It's like Captain America, but he's a Russian and he's definitely worn down. Also, that is David Harbour. If you guys weren't well aware, he was in the catastrophe that was the new Hellboy movie as the main lead. So now he's, you know, getting some Marvel work. He's getting some work in there. He's getting some recognition, which is good for him. And he just completely broke that guy's hand and did a fucking judo move to him. Ooh, Hurricane Rana. Let's go. I forgot who this character was supposed to be. Like, if I saw the name, it looks like she's another sort of Black Widow or a trained spy. They have the Red Room in here, which is, well, I don't even know if that's like the proper term. I got that right last time, but I didn't this time. I'm tired, forgive me. But it's essentially like a Black Widow training school, a sort of assassin academy for little girls to be in SHIELD or other ventures across the world doing spy shit. There he is in the full sort of red Captain America like garb.
Still fits. Family back together again.
You got fat.
Smelly water weight.
As I said, it seems to be that whole family dynamic that I talked about last time between these characters. Got some cool chase scenes here. There's the academy. You just saw it.
There's a new world of widows.
I told you, it's like Black Widow preparatory school. That's what these girls are being trained for.
New enemies.
Okay, now this is the interesting part. Here's my man, the copy master himself, the guy who you wouldn't trust at Uno at the fucking dinner table while you're playing with your friends. I don't know why you would play with your friends during Uno at the dinner table, but you don't want this guy copying your every move and using it against you. Here's the guy, the man of the hour, Taskmaster. And a lot of people didn't like his look. Really, initially they thought he looked like a discount Power Ranger, and I said the same thing. But in this trailer, he has some hype values to him, some small sprinkles of hype. He really doesn't talk here, but he's fighting Black Widow, and we have some copy abilities from presumably Captain America. That's awesome. He has a shield and everything. He's doing the shield toss just like him. He must have watched some tapes. He does have the ability to copy people's movements via video, but there is like a slight catch. I believe if the video is sped up, he can do their precise movements at more superhuman speed. Interesting little tidbit there from the Taskmaster. We have the bridge scene, jumping through all this bullshit. Some quick action sequences. Isn't that like the taser weapon that she has? She used that against Bucky Barnes during Winter Soldier. Yeah, where she like tased his metal arm and it sort of like stopped completely a little bit. It's the same thing she's using on the Widow Soldier in the Academy. And they're trying to attack her for some reason. I assume that's where it could be, or maybe like another location where those soldiers were sent out. But yeah, someone's being tased the fuck right now. Oh, Taskmaster looks so cool here. This is the best. He's being shot in the face too. He's like, metal mask, I don't care. People saying that mask is like inconvenient for him and it doesn't look great. It's surely protecting his ass right now, that's for sure. I do like the skull mask, but still, it's just like, this is awesome. That's cool.
Who the hell is that guy?
And as you can see, here's the little shot at the end. The little, I don't know what to call it, the money shot? Where he clearly copied her movements too. Little stare down. That's cool. I like that trailer a little bit more than the first one. It's entertaining, honestly. Now let's move on to the final reaction here, which is Wonder Woman 1984. And I have not seen this one. Let's have a little bit of fun with this one.
Hasn't been what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago.
Yes, with Steve Trevor.
You?
And he's probably dead now. I haven't seen the last movie, but I'm taking a wild guess that he's probably definitely dead or old or whatever. There had to be like a significant time gap since she said like a long time ago.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Oh, they're definitely capturing this vibe of 1984. Welcome to the future. Where there's a video game called Vice City and it's actually pretty damn cool. Oh man, the way this movie is shot looks really good. The colors pop out. Her suit looks great. Is that Maxwell Lord?
Think about finally having everything you've always wanted.
I think that is him.
You can save the world.
Oh, Steve's not dead. Okay. So my assumption was wrong. That's cool. There is Maxwell. The schemer himself. And we have more Wonder Woman fighting guards in slow motion. I like how she disarmed that guy's bullet. I forgot who that blonde chick was supposed to be.
The world needs you.
I think Cheetah's in here, but she's human? Yeah, that's who that. Hold on, let me see. Oh, she fills out too. She nicely fills out. I wonder how they're gonna handle the whole Cheetah transformation, assuming if it's in this movie or not. Maybe it'll be like at the end, post credits as usual. Stay in the theater, you bastards. Don't walk out. Stay in the theater and enjoy this motherfucker. It's gonna be something. Assuming this movie is good, because it could be bad, but I mean, A lot of people like the first one.
You know what you need to do.
The only bad thing I hear is that people say the last act of Wonder Woman 1 wasn't that great. Looks more colorful.
Nothing good is born from lies.
Definitely looks like some stuff from Themyscira.
Nothing good is born.
Because they are training for something. Yeah, there's Themyscira right there. In the background, they're going back.
Nothing good is born from lies.
Chase scenes. More. Oh, that's a nice shot. Some obvious. I can't even say the green screen is like bad there, but it's definitely some green screening. It's just obvious. It's weird. It's not the worst in the world. That's cool. Oh, look at that armor, boy. That's cool. All right. It seems like the vibe they're going for is like total 1980s and then just fucking with that sort of era. I mean, it's in the title name, of course, but they got some. That's still a cool shot. I know I looked at that like 3 times, but I like how that was done. It looks like it could be like a fun little movie. I don't know if it could be as good as the first one, but here's hoping. And there's some certain characters, some seeds being planted, but it's not super prevalent. It's not like anything dark. It seems that that's what the DCEU is going for now. They're going for this sort of lighthearted tone, and they're also sort of doing the dark stuff at the same time. So I guess you could say they're sort of emulating the MCU to some degree as well, while trying to put out quality movies, while also trying to pander to a demographic that really likes those hardcore R-rated movies like Joker. And Joker was really good. I do think it mimicked like Kings of Comedy, and I do think it mimicked Taxi Driver. It's not the perfect movie, but it is a good movie.
It's a trash can. Yeah.
Yeah, that trash joke did not land. Oh my god, what am I watching now? Guns Akimbo. We will be not watching that. And what do you guys think of like all these trailers that came out so far, all this news? It really just bundled up, man. It really bundled up, but I felt like I held this down. So once again, if you did like these reactions, if you did like my thoughts on this comic book news that came out, hopefully you enjoyed me covering it. Slap a like on the video if you really appreciated it. And I don't know when this will be uploaded, but hopefully soon, and hopefully they don't drop a monster trailer sometime tomorrow for me to analyze and talk about. Again, this is Weaponized Comics Lite. I am your host, Renegade Operative. Hopefully you enjoyed this. As always, you can find me on social media at RenOperative_ on Twitter. You can find my social media links in the description below. Tell your friends about this. Hey, sub, man. Get involved in the comments. Let's talk it up. And let me know, what did you think about all this news? I will see you guys next time. Later.